Most business owners have no idea what AI solutions is actually worth right now. They either think it's a $20 ChatGPT subscription or a multi-million enterprise project that they can never afford to do. The truth is somewhere in the middle. And I know it because I've done it. Over the past year, I've been running my own AI agency, Legacy AI, where we have helped more than 52 different businesses implement various AI solutions, ranging from $2,000 projects to $60,000 projects. So in this video, I'll show you what AI solutions out there that businesses are actually paying for, why some of them are worth 10 times more than others, and which one actually delivered the most value out of your money. And if you're a business owner and you want to work with me and my team, you can use the link in the description to book a free discovery call with us. So let's get straight into it. This is a breakdown of how we're able to charge $2,000 to $60,000 and kind of what types of AI solutions businesses actually need right now based on our past client AI projects as data points. So if I want to break it down really fully, there's kind of three tiers of AI solutions. There's tier 1, which are on the lower end of the budget, tier 2 in the middle range around 5 to 15k, and the tier 3, which are where the majority of the money actually is. And I classify into tiers, like this length just basically means the budget, but they mean different types of solutions. So let's break it down. But to be honest, most projects actually land somewhere between tier 1 to tier 2. It's kind of rare that you can encounter projects in tier 3, but they do exist. You just need to come across a very specific avatar, and the price isn't really about the tool. It's about what the agent actually needs to do or perform to actually give value to the business, right? So what does giving value actually mean? Well, let's get to it. You may get into like the tier 1, which is usually around $2,000, $5,000 range. And these are kind of like the bread and butter agents, essentially. So what usually included is like their single channel, like maybe they're just a website chatbot or a simple voice agent or a WhatsApp agent. And they usually have set up some sort of very simple knowledge base trained on their business. For example, they could be some FAQs, etc. And basic appointment booking. So going to calendars or lead capture, and usually have just very simple 1 to 2 integrations. This is what like kind of the majority of what you see in the AI automation space right now. Basically, everyone is selling these kind of agents. And if you're selling this kind of agents, it's okay to get started, but it's not sustainable in order to stay in this lane. And because most businesses nowadays have so many vendors and options, these kind of simple chatbots and voice agents are getting commoditized by SaaS. There's so many different SaaS out there. So you're basically fighting the build versus buy. And it's very hard to convince a small business owner who has a very low budget to pay for thousands of dollars for a custom build when they could have just paid like $50 for some sort of software subscriptions out there that they could just pay for, right? Because it doesn't make much sense unless they're very specific. And we've done some of these custom builds as well. But I gotta tell you, it's not the easiest one to sell to business owners, and they're not the easiest to convince of this kind of value, essentially. You need to be really, really specific. And one of the case studies that we've done is basically for pediatric practice in the US, which is AI phone receptionist. They just need to connect to a knowledge base of all the different services and price of their services and be able to tick their names and emails. They don't even need to set up connect to the calendar, but they just need to take the names and email and kind of pass it on to the owner. It's very simple setup. We charge them $2,000 for that. But there's also a pet grooming company in the UK. They want us to develop some sort of a SMS agent to handle rescheduling and booking requests. Now we charge them $5,000 for that because there is some complexities in how we need to interact with their custom booking systems. And there's some very specific custom booking logic that's not just a very simple or just fetch Google Calendar slots. It's nothing like that. It's a little bit more involved and then that. So that's why we're able to charge a little bit more. But usually these kind of setup, you're seeing something like using local platforms like Voiceflow or Retail AI, and usually takes a week or 2 to set up. And there's not really much technical knowledge needed. It's just really standard with a prompt, maybe one very simple API call to a calendar, right? So it's relatively simple. But again, this is the hardest tier right now, but this is also where majority of the AI agencies you see nowadays are just selling these kind of very simple solutions. So it would, again, look something like this. For example, you would see some sort of prompt, as an agent, you have a prompt, and there's just one to attach to it, which is just adding the leads that are coming in into a Google Sheet, essentially. And moving on to the kind of the next tier is where you actually want to be there in order to make a consistent income for your AI agencies. And this is where majority of our solutions actually land, is somewhere between the $5,000 to $15,000 range, I would say. And this is somewhere where then you have an actual AI agent that actually does a bunch of work rather than just a simple appointment booking, answering questions, etc. So to give you an example, this is what it looks like, for example, in a Voiceflow playbook, and you have like different sub agents and basically playbooks, and each playbook you have different rules, and it does a very specific function, some sort of like hiring qualifications, you have like rental qualifications, service request, customers follow up, general inquiry. So it does like little specific things for each of these sub agents, right? So it's basically a system, not an agent. And you might sometimes need to be more involved in setting up databases. Like here, as you can see here, it's like this is like a super base for our client. So there is some more integration work to be involved. And how does that change against tier one is that usually this kind of projects has like multi-channel. So like you need website, chatbot, and WhatsApp, and the voice agent working at the same time. So you're basically an omni-channel setup. So you have like one brain, and then it's across different channels. Because if you're deployed in different channels, you can actually ask for the price to be higher because it provides kind of 3 times the value, if you would, right? And there's definitely some sort of CRM or database integration that you need to do, like reading and writing data. Usually they have a very, very specific conversational logic. They're very complex business logic, and it's your job essentially to translate that business logic into a conversational logic for like those chat agents and those voice agents. Usually they have multiple sub agents, multiple skills that need to be done. Most of the time it's like 6+ integration that you need to do reliably well and be able to test this really well. And one of the examples is like for an insurance company, essentially they need a chat agent and WhatsApp being able to flow together at the same time. And there's like 4 conversational flows, and there's like 6 integrations that needs to be done to their backend to like fetching quotes and being able to save leads into the CRM and fetch leads, etc. There's multiple things that needs to be done in terms of the business logic. So that's why we're able to charge a little bit higher with like $10,000 essentially. And also there's another case studies with like a music school. Essentially they want a WhatsApp agent, but it needs to be able to do both French and English, and also payment integration. So as a whole, the solution is quite complicated as well. So it's still low code most of the time. They can be custom coded, but most of the time it's still low code. But like now you're not just writing prompts and just writing one AI agent. You're actually building tools, you're actually closer to engineering a system and be able to think about translating their complicated business logic into conversational logic or into kind of AI agent workflows, right? That translation is where that skill is coming from. And you need to be able to confident enough to build function tools like these integrations between the calendars, between the CRMs, between the databases, etc. You need to be confident in building those tools and be able to set up a knowledge base such that it's 99% of the time is able to answer accurately of the user's questions, right? So this is what the tier 2 solutions will look like. And now for tier 3 is where the majority of the money really is you need to engineer a complete system. So you can see there could be lots of NAA setups, or it could literally be custom coded projects where you are responsible essentially for building a complete web app from scratch. And a lot of the time it's custom coded. So you will need to know Python. You will need to use frameworks like LangGraph and LlamaIndex. Again, if you don't know what these libraries are, you don't need to know that technically. You can sometimes get away with like local tools like NAN. Most of the time, but it's good to have that knowledge because it makes the development much faster with custom coded in these kind of projects rather than using like NAN, for example. And usually most of the time it's multiple AI systems working together at the same time. And you usually have some sort of deep integration with proprietary systems. So it may be some POS, so point of sale systems, some legacy databases. We worked with like ERPs, like old databases, etc. For example, one of the databases that we literally worked with has a time limit where it's only available in 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Australian time, where we're in the UK and the US. So it's like flip, like a completely different time of the time zone. So it's going to have a lot of limitations, and there are some problems that you need to solve for them. It's not as straightforward as just, let me just write a direct API integration, right? There's some thinking involved. And usually this kind of systems is like multi-phases projects. So you can expect like a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 that could evolve over months, basically. For example, one of the cases that we've done is helping a restaurant chain in California, essentially, to build a full stack AI concierge system. Like we do ordering, it needs to check live industry, there are dietary instructions, there's payment processing, POS integration, and DoorDash integration. So again, in the single conversation, there's so many tools involved. There's like 12 different workflows in the same system. So it is really custom and complicated, and it doesn't exist as a template anywhere. And you can't just subscribe to a $50 SaaS and be done with it because it's so specific to your restaurants, and the depth of engineering is just very great. And you literally treat that more of an AI engineering project than an AI automation project, to be honest. So for something like that, we charge something like $35,000 because it does take real effort and like a team, essentially. You can't do it by yourself. You can probably do it by yourself, but it will be much slower. So usually you will have like maybe 2 developers working on it together at the same time, right? To make this work. So yeah, this is kind of like the most complicated project. Like, I know this sounds appealing to most of you because of the monetary value, but you need to be honest by yourself. It's like, do we actually have the technical capacity to deliver something like this, right? Because if you don't have that capacity to deliver, or if you don't know someone who has the capacity to deliver, the one who's eating up the relationship is kind of yourself, right? So you need to be honest about that. And it's not always great. It might be better to take like $5,000 project than one of these projects, simply because the risk of taking this project is really big, right? Because you're responsible for engineering the whole system. So if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. So you have to be really careful by taking this high risk. It's kind of high risk, high reward project because you're also taking most of the risk to deliver this, right? And yeah, another case study that I have is having a tech startup with like, essentially integrating some of the AI avatars. Again, it's multiple phases projects. It's like 3 phases in total. There's also a property management company who wants us to build an entire automation suite. But again, it's basically automating the entire SOPs, and there's like 20 different workflows that we need to build. So like, it's complicated. We need to understand a lot of the business logic to set it up, and it takes like essentially a few months in order to do so, right? But again, high risk, high reward, right? This is where like the difficulty is. And to get from tier 2 to tier 3, you definitely would need to hire a developer, a good developer, if you're a non-technical business owner, for sure. So what actually drives the price, right? So there are 6 different factors. One of them is complexity. A simple FAQ bot versus a multi-step sales qualification agent, right? With 10 different paths is completely different things. But also, you don't want to overdo the complexity, right? If a business owner just needs a simple FAQ bot, you're not trying to sell them on this just because you can get a high price. So it has to be proportional to the value that you're doing, right? You don't want to overcomplicate things so you can charge them more. The complexity is proportional to the value that you're providing, and therefore it's proportional to the price. I hope that makes sense, right? And the second thing is integration. So every system, the agent needs to talk to a real system to fetch data or get data. So it could be calendar, it could be a CRM, it could be POS, it could be an inventory, it could be payment. So these connections, the more you have, the more engineering effort you need to do, to build, test, and maintain those. And therefore, that's where the investment from the business owner would come in to essentially hire us to be able to test this integration securely and reliably, right? And kind of the low code versus custom code. Voiceflow, retail, NAN, these are faster but also cheaper solutions, right? Because these are low code solutions. But like the custom code projects are more kind of engineering projects, and therefore they will cost more, right? There's a like philosophy that I like to use. If it doesn't exist a tool yet, that's engineering. Like when I said tool, I mean like retail discounts tool because it allows you to build voice agents quickly. But there are scenarios where we need a custom coded solution. It doesn't make sense to use a third-party platform, right? And that's where the value comes in, and therefore the price comes in. Timeline. Standard usually takes engineering jobs like 2 to 4 weeks, like reliably with QA and testing. But if they're rushing it, I need 5 days, and therefore you're compressing the schedule to like a premium, right? Because they're rushing you. So it takes more effort. So if a client needs you in 5 days, that's obviously going to cost more, right? Because there's more engineering overhead, resource that you need to put, to make this happen, right? Ongoing maintenance. Some agents, like the tier 1 ones, you can pretty much set and forget because nothing's really going to change. It's just, if you're updating, usually just prompts, very simple prompt changes. But there are others where like you need to sync with their knowledge base, with their website data, or their database data, and things change every week. Or like there are new features that they want to use, there are new models coming in, and they want us to test out these new models and how well they perform compared to the old models, right? So these slight improvements or slight maintenance usually comes in the form of a retainer. So how we do it is like a $300 to $600 a month retainer. We've agreed on, we spend X amount of hours help maintaining the systems. And also industry and compliance. So obviously if you're in the healthcare industry, you need to be HIPAA compliant. Financial industry, there need to be audit trails, and legal industry need to be strict audit trails. So these compliance adds engineering time and kind of overhead as well. And that's why like we could drive the value a little bit more, because these compliance are value to the client. So the real investment from the client actually comes from phase 2, 3, and 4, and it's something that we discovered a lot through our agency work as well. So usually the pattern is like, usually for phase 1, you charge anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. So usually not more than that, usually less than that as an investment in order to build something we call an MVP, a minimal viable product. in order to test out, how well this actually works, right? This is where you build the trust. Because even with us, like we've done quite a lot of projects, but even now when we take discovery calls, a lot of the clients don't trust us enough. They might trust me and like they saw the case studies and everything, but it's still their money. So they need reassurance that it actually works for their business. So that's why they always ask for like a lower scope, but also kind of lower investment from their side to get started. And once we have a phase 1 and then everything works and they're happy, then they're happy to invest more in us. So like a phase 2 project and a phase 3 projects, etc. This is actually an actual client pricing that we've done so far. Again, because we delivered, it came back. So it's very important that you need to deliver it for your MVP, for your phase 1. Again, they usually start with one project, but once they see the results, they're going to ask you for more and more because they trust you and we understand their business. So it doesn't make sense to hire anyone else because we're already so deeply involved in their everyday business, their systems, their team as well. So phase 2 and 3 is faster to scope, and also they have a higher budget ready to invest in us and for us to build them the systems. Right. So I guess one of the takeaway, if you're an AI agency owner watching this, is that stop optimizing for new clients, but with the ones that you already have or have a relationship with, optimize for multi-fans expansion. You provide and they discover more problems they're having, and therefore you provide more value in it, and therefore you can budget in a large investment from their side to your AI solutions. It's also more fun because generally the most fun client that I had is the one that I worked for like 2, 3, 4 phases, because we become really close just by working together a lot, and we just become friends, even friends at this stage, just like really understanding of each other. I trust them fully and they trust us fully to deliver. It's one of some of the best client relationships you can have as an agency owner, for sure. So this is how we'll be able to charge our clients $2,000, $60,000 for our projects. And if you're an AI agency owner, I'm also doing a free webinar on a live teardown of a real client AI customers build that we built for a client on June 3rd, 7 p.m. BST. So the link to register for this webinar is actually in the link in the description. So you can just go on that and register if you want me to break it down, a real client build from scratch for free. And if you're a business owner and you want to work with me and my team, you can use the link in the description to book a free discovery call with us. And yeah, I really like making these videos. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.